Good morning and welcome to Today in Parliament. Here are today's headlines. Second part of the budget session to begin shortly. Government looks to introduce bill empowering it to attach assets of fugitive economic offenders. Opposition set to raise the issue of bank frauds. Triple Talaq and OBC Commission bills high on government's agenda. Motor Vehicles Amendment Bill for consideration and passage in Rajya Sabha. Bill seeks to bring radical changes in 30-year-old law and proposes high penalties for various traffic offences. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley to move State Bank Repeal and Amendment Bill 2017 in the Rajya Sabha. Bill seeks to repeal 2 existing acts and amend 1. And 2 bills to be tabled in Lok Sabha, Payment of Gratuity Amendment Bill 2017 and Specific Relief Amendment Bill 2017 to be moved. The second half of the budget session of Parliament will begin shortly. The session will last till the 6th of April. Top among the government's agenda for the part of this session is introducing the Fugitive Economic Offenders Bill. The Cabinet had approved the proposal for introducing the bill. Once passed, the legislation will grant powers to the government to attach assets of persons declared fugitive. This will also include Benami assets. On top of the government's agenda will also be passing of key legislations. This includes passage of the Triple Talaq bill, the passage of the OBC bill that seeks to provide constitutional status for the OBC Commission is also among top priorities for the government. The anti-trafficking bill, which proposes NIA probe into human trade, is also likely to be tabled during this session. The opposition, of course, plans to raise the issue of bank frauds in the wake of the recent cases involving state-run Punjab National Bank. Congress Deputy Leader in Rajya Sabha, Anand Sharma, has already given a notice for discussion under Rule 267 on the issue. All right, for more on what to expect in this second half of the budget session, we are joined by our correspondent Vineet Dikshit. Vineet, firstly, talking about how the government's mood is, at least at the moment. We just saw the Prime Minister along with his ministers, along with other MPs there, posing outside Parliament, showing the victory sign as, of course, this budget session, this part of the budget session coming right in the backdrop of those Northeast election results.
Well, the mood, Tracy, here in Parliament is very upbeat after the splendid victory by the BJP in the northeastern states. Apart from that, after the recess of the budget session, when the House is about to reassemble shortly, there is a list of legislative business to be transacted. The first thing first is to transact and pass the budget which most probably will be passed second year in running, a record of the sorts, second year in running, before the 31st of March, before the expiry of the current financial year. That is going to happen, say, in another 2 weeks' time. The entire budget will be discussed in both the houses and passed simultaneously around, say, 16th or 17th of this month. Apart from that, Tracy, when the House goes for the recess, the standing committees, the department-related standing committees discuss the budget threadbare. And when it reassembles, at least 3 to 4 ministries are discussed on the floor of the House, the working, the grants, and various other aspects of the ministries. This time around, 4 ministries have been listed to be discussed in the next couple of days. These ministries are Drinking Water and Sanitation Ministry, Culture, Food Processing, and Home Affairs. Now, these things have been listed here at the moment. The Business Advisory Committee, it is expected to be meeting later in the day when they will be discussing which important bills to be listed, especially the Triple Talaq bill, the Fugitives bill, and other important legislations. Tracy?
Absolutely. The government, of course, hoping to be successful in passing of these bills. But what does it look like when it comes to the opposition and their strategy? They are definitely going to be bringing up the PNB fraud case. But apart from that, what else are we going to be seeing from them?
Too much has happened outside the Parliament in the intersession time. That is bound to affect and about to be affecting the current situation here in Parliament. The working of the Parliament, the legislative business, how much time the legislators, the MPs will be devoting for the passing of the various bills. That is a big question. Yes, of course, too much has happened outside the parliament in this intersession time. Tracy?
All right, we'll leave it there. Vineet Dixit, thanks so much for joining us on Parliament on those details. And on to legislative business in Rajya Sabha, and Transport Minister Nitin Gadkari will move the Motor Vehicles Amendment Bill 2017 in the upper house. The bill amends the Motor Vehicles Act 1988 to address issues such as third-party insurance, regulation of taxi aggregators and road safety. The bill is important due to radical changes in the law, which is as old as 30 years. It proposes high penalties for various traffic offences, 3-year jail for parents of minor drivers causing fatal accidents, and a 10-fold increase in compensation for families of accident victims. For deaths in hit-and-run cases, the bill proposes for the government to provide a compensation of 2 lakh rupees or more to the victim's family. Currently, the amount is just 25,000 rupees. Also, the minimum fine for drunk driving has been increased from 2,000 to 10,000 rupees in the bill. And Finance Minister Arun Jaitley will move the State Bank's Repeal and Amendment Bill 2017 in Rajya Sabha. The bill seeks to repeal the State Bank of India Subsidiary Banks Act 1959, the State Bank of Hyderabad Act 1956, and amend the State Bank of India Act 1955. It also aims to make rational use of the resources made available by the merger of these banks, leading to a reduction in costs and increase in bank profits. The Lok Sabha has passed the bill. In the Lok Sabha's list of business today, there are 2 bills, and Santosh Kumar Gangwar will move the Payment of Gratuity Amendment Bill 2017. The bill seeks to further amend the Payment of Gratuity Act 1972. Ravi Shankar Prasad will move the Specific Relief Amendment Bill 2017. This bill seeks to further amend the Specific Relief Act 1963. And in the upper house today, Hishe Lachungpa of the Sikkim Democratic Front will take oath as Rajya Sabha MP. Lachungpa, whose term as Rajya Sabha member expired on the 23rd of February, was re-nominated by the Sikkim Democratic Front Party for a second consecutive term in January. And Rajya Sabha will also be making obituary references to former members to Narsingh Narayan Pandey and Dr. Faguni Ram today. Lok Sabha will also be making obituary references to former members Rudolph Rodriguez, Kamla Prasad Singh, Khagen Das and Kumari Farida Topno. Members will also raise questions in Rajya Sabha pertaining to various ministries today. Here are some of the questions that will be raised. Sarojini Hembram's question will be to the Minister of Defence. She will ask what are the various measures taken by the government to strengthen the defence industrial base in order to boost the government's Make in India policy. K. Bhavananda Singh's question will be to the Minister of Textiles. He will ask whether the government assists the handloom weavers across the country, and if so, he will be asking for the details of it. T. Subbarami Reddy's question will be to the Minister of Road Transport and Highways. He will ask for details of ongoing pending projects of construction and development of national highways projects in the country, state-wise, especially in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana during the last 3 years. Bishambar Prasad Nishad's question will be to the Minister of Drinking Water and Sanitation. He will ask about the number of persons defecating in the open at the time of the initiation of Swachh Bharat mission in October 2014 and the number of people still defecating in open as of January 2018. And A. Vijay Kumar's question will be to the Minister of Information and Broadcasting. The question is whether the government has any proposal to constitute a setup for controlling fake news and paid news by Indian television channels. That's all we can look forward to today in Parliament. That's it in this bulletin. After a break, do stand by for Parliament proceedings.